Hi guys, today we're looking at Debian 10, newly released Buster, and comparing it to the Linux Mint edition of Debian, which is called LMDE 3, which is based on the previous version of Debian, which is 9. Yes, I would really appreciate it if you guys can maybe look at my Patreon channel. I really do need some help, and it would be great if you like what I'm showing you, if it helps you in some way, if you say yay to the channel and maybe subscribe. That'll really help me out to know that I'm on the right track. Okay, so let's get started. Well, the first thing we do is go to the download pages, and if you go to the main Linux page, linuxmint.com, sorry, Mint page, not Linux page, and you go to downloads and you'll find LMDE 3. Okay, that's a Linux Mint Debian edition. Okay, you select that and follow through and do the download, etc., etc. And the same applies to if you go to Debian, debian.org. There's different ways of downloading Debian. I chose to do the DVD version, but what it comes down to is I click on top here, getting Debian, and download an installation image. Okay, sorry, a complete installation image down at the bottom here, a larger complete installation image. And what they say here is you don't have to download all the DVDs. I think there's 3 DVDs which they give you. You only have to download the first one. Okay, so I've selected download via HTTP and selecting the DVD, AMD64 down on the right here. And okay, and yeah, it tells you there are lots of files. Do I need all of them, etc.? You don't. You can read that, and you go ahead and you choose down at the bottom here dvd1.iso, Debian 10 dvd1.iso, and once that's downloaded, you can go to VirtualBox and spin them up. I've already started both of them for you. All I really did is I created a VirtualBox. Both of them have got exactly 15 gig of hard drive space, 2 CPUs each, and 2 gig of RAM. So they're basically identical, VirtualBox speaking. Oh, and the other thing is, through my test, I noticed that if I run Cinnamon, I do actually need to have hardware acceleration on, 3D hardware acceleration in VirtualBox, which that's enabled for both of them as well. Okay, so just starting up their ISOs, this is what you're presented with. Mint on the left, it boots up immediately into Cinnamon, and Debian on the right, it boots up into the starter page into Grub, giving you the option of installing or etc. etc. So yes, we're going to start them both at the same time. So let's start with Mint. And we'll double click here on the install Linux Mint option. Okay, so that's starting. And while that's going, we can come onto the Debian side and we can select graphical install, the first option. Okay, graphical install. Okay, so let that start up as well. Now, what I did notice on the Mint side, the left-hand side, it does detect certain things correctly, South Africa and so forth, but I ran into problems with that down the line, and I'm not sure. I think I'm going to change it to a different version of English. I just want to see if that, because I had some repository problems. It looks like the one in South Africa is down. So yeah, okay, so let's just find English here. We've sorted according to English, and we'll choose English, let's say United Kingdom. Okay, and then the other thing I noticed is also, well, you can double click and you can do what you want. There's nothing, you can't get to the next screen. So what it comes down to is you actually have to hide your panel. Okay, panel settings, and always show panel over here. We change to auto hide panel. All right, and panel is now gone, and just towards the bottom here, you maybe not going to be able to see it in the video, but towards the right hand of the window, right at the bottom, just above the right control label here, that's where you click next. Okay, So it doesn't quite fit into the default size screen. I mean, I can resize the VirtualBox screen, but I mean, the extensions aren't installed yet, so it won't go ahead and resize itself. So, okay, so we've selected English, United Kingdom, and we say next. Okay, it detects where we are, all good. English UK, that's fine. Okay, my name. Put in a password, and just to the right of it you have to put in your password again. Okay, I don't log in automatically. I don't like login automatically, so I don't enable that. The host name we're just going to call Mint. Oh, sorry, it's going to be okay. Mint LMDE. And remember at the bottom right here, we say next. Okay, no partition was found. That's correct. You wish to erase? Yes. Okay. Okay, and it tells us that it's creating ext4 and a swap file for us as well. Okay, two, SDA1, SDA2. So yes, just accept the defaults. So go to the bottom corner here. Don't click accidentally on edit partitions. Well, unless you want to, but remember the bottom corner. Click next. We want to install Grub. Yes, on SDA1 or SDA. And let that go through. We're happy with everything. And we say, great. Okay, so it's starting the installation. We can let that continue. Now we come back to the Debian side. And it's picked up that I'm English. And we don't have that problem where it doesn't fit on the screen here. We can immediately say continue. And we'll say South Africa, since I am in South Africa. American English for key map is fine. Okay, mounting the CD-ROM drive. Okay, it's busy loading. Okay. Oh, I must also say that both virtual machines are just set up in VirtualBox for networking. Okay, please enter a host name. We'll just change that to Debian 10. Continue. No domain. Okay, now this is an important one. Maybe just read what they say here about your root user and so forth, adding passwords, etc., and what it does and so forth. We are not going to add a password, okay? So therefore, you're not going to be able to log in as a root user, but you can use them via sudo as a different user. All right, so we'll just leave that as is. We won't give root a password. Continue. Okay, and now I'd ask for the first real user and put that name in, and it's my name, and then my password, and re-enter below, and continue. Okay, it takes a little while. Okay, different options. You can decide what you want to do. I'm just leaving it on the first option, guided, use the entire disk. Did I not click? Okay, yes, that's what I want. All files in one partition. Well, you select, but yes, I'm just leaving it as that. And finish partition, write the changes, yes. Okay, are you sure? Yes. Do you want to make sure that they formatted? Yes. Okay, continue. Okay, and it goes ahead and does the formatting. And there we go. It's going to stop a couple of times and ask you some questions while it's doing the install. So I'm going to jump through these things. But yeah, so both Linux and Debian are busy installing at the moment. Did I just say Linux and Debian? I meant Linux Mint and Linux Debian. It's like getting confused between Microsoft and Ubuntu desktop. We're not allowed to say that though, but anyway, we all know what we mean. Okay, like I said, I let it run for a while. Mint is telling us now that the installation is complete. We can do a restart, and we say yes. Let that do a restart. Where's my mouse now? Okay, that's doing a restart. And if we go back to Debian, it says your installation CD or DVD has been scanned. It's labeled. You now have the option to scan additional CDs. Do you wish to scan for another CD or DVD? We leave it on no because we only downloaded one CD, not the others. So we leave it at that. So it's going to do some updates just now, but Mint is also going to. So let that continue. We don't want to use a network mirror, and we let that run. Okay, in the meantime, Mint is trying to do a restart. Let's see what it comes up with. And Debian is now asking me if I want to send anonymous information through to them. Well, you can look into that and make your own decision, and it might be a good thing to do, but I'm going to leave it on no for now, and still running. Now Debian is asking for the desktop environment that we want. It's already selected the Debian desktop environment. I'm going to also install Gnome and most definitely Cinnamon. I am a Cinnamon fan. I do use Mate on my laptop, but here we're going to leave it on Cinnamon and Gnome. And print server, well, we don't need that. We're going to put that off, and we are going to say yes to an SSH server. All right, and the rest we'll leave. Standard system libraries we'll leave and continue on that. You'll notice that Mint is still trying to do a restart. Nothing's happened yet. We'll see what happens. Let's leave it a while. Okay, Mint appears to not be restarting. I have noticed this before, so I'm going to force a machine reset, a VirtualBox machine reset, and let's see if it starts up. Yeah. Except the first option, LMD3 Cindy, and it goes through and it's trying to load. And we leave that for a moment. Seems to be going ahead, and there we go. Mint is booting up. I did not have these problems when I installed Mint 19.1 Cinnamon into a virtual machine. It worked perfectly. I also did not have to enable 3D acceleration. It just worked. So there's already a slight difference I already noticed between LMDE, Debian based Mint, and Ubuntu 18.04 based Mint. Okay. So far so good. A little bit slow, but do remember I am running two virtual machines at the same time. And well, the machine is running on is also not the newest. It's probably about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old. And so it's a little bit slow. Let's see what happens. Ah, there we go. It loaded up. Okay, so let's log in and see what it says. Debian is still installing. It is going to take quite a while. I know that. One should be popping up any moment. It's normally not as slow, but I don't run two virtual machines at the same time. So, and both of them are quite busy at the moment. If we have to look at my main machine's system monitor, okay, busy opening, everything is slowed down quite a lot. Okay, so looking at the resources, Mint has just started up. looking at the resources, okay, not much is really being downloaded. Memory is kind of high, and but the CPU usage is not very high. So looking good so far. Okay, so let's go to the Mint side. Okay, you can leave this welcome screen on if you want. I put it off, and there we have Mint. So, but now the problem is, if I do resize this virtual machine, Mint itself doesn't resize to fit to the virtual machine, and the reason for that is because of VirtualBox guest editions. So if we go to the top here, devices, we insert guest editions. Okay, and there we go, and it automatically tells me, oh, it wants to run. Let's see what happens. Let's try it run. Okay, your password required, and there it goes. Okay, we'll let that run for a moment and see how far it gets. All right, so there's already a bit of a change. Ops Studio a bit overloaded, obviously using the CPUs a lot at the moment. Okay, so Virtual Guestbox Editions has been installed for Linux Mint. It did give a warning here about the Plymouth plugin or something. What does it say here? Select theme might not work as expected. Okay, again, under normal Linux Mint 19.1 installation in a VirtualBox, I did not get this issue. But as you see, it resized itself already to the window, the virtual machine window. And okay, it's telling us here, press return to close this window. So close it. Okay, so there we're in. Let's see if I resize the window a little bit again, if it adjusts itself. So it does. Okay, you'll notice that the background, there's something not very right about this. When I resize, the colors are right while resizing, but the moment I've resized, it seems to get overexposed in this area over here, and there's definitely something not right here. And this is the exact same background that I use for my main machine, Mint 19.1. But okay, it's the installer's gone through. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to restart it again just to see what happens. I do notice there are updates. I know there's quite a few updates waiting. But let's do a restart and let's see what it does. Okay, so go to power off and we do a restart. Okay. And Debian is still busy doing its install. Okay, LMDE 3 Cindy. Starting up, and there we go. I can definitely see this exposure issue again on this logo of Mint. Something's up. Not quite sure what. It's like I say, when I'm on a Linux Mint 19.1 virtual machine, VirtualBox, it works perfectly. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. So we already got a little bit of a graphics issue. Okay. RAID 5 not found. Of course it won't. Okay, busy logging in. Okay, it's trying to log in still. And there we go. Okay. So before we log in, let's see what happens if we resize the screen. It should adjust, and it adjusts fine. The overexposure problem, is that still here? Yes, I think so, ever so slightly, but not as bad as it was just now. Okay, let's log in. And Debian Buster is still installing. Back to Mint. Definitely taking its time. and there something happened. Seems to be trying to start up. Ops Studio still complaining here. And there we have it. We're up and running. Okay, so what we can do is remove guest additions, force unmount, yes. Okay, there we have it. There's Mint. What you can do is make it slightly bigger, resizes nicely. There we have that same exposure problem again. Yeah, on the right hand side, yeah, it's maybe some incompatibility between the guest editions and Debian 9, which is what LMDE 3 is based on, versus Ubuntu. Okay, and yeah, so let's go and have a look at the menu. And we have, yeah, normal Cinnamon. What's installed, the normal LibreOffice stuff. That's all here. Internet, Firefox web browser. Okay, let's open up, well, let's see graphics, new image manipulation. Wonder what version of new it is. Let's have a look at that. Hopefully 10. Nope, 2.8. Okay. Well, that's okay. There are some features in 10 that makes an upgrade definitely worthwhile. And yeah, so let that start up. Okay, close that down. And okay, what you can also do is maybe have a look at installing, let's say, Apache. So, well, if we open up Firefox, high speed. Extremely high speed. I see here the hard drive is very busy. Okay, Firefox seems to be starting. This is the ESR one. Interesting that they would install ESR, but okay, that's fine. And it's loading up, so we got network connection, everything is fine. Okay, so yeah, one of the first things I normally go and do in Firefox is look at my preferences, make a few changes here. Firefox is not your default browser. I wonder which browser is. So okay, let's make that the default browser. And when shutting down, show your windows and tabs from last time. Okay, that's all fine. All right, we'll leave that as is. Search, I definitely want to have a look at. No, not Yahoo. Let's change that to DuckDuckGo. And privacy and security. Let's have a look here. Okay, history, you'll remember, etc., etc. Okay, fairly standard stuff. Okay, tracking protection. Always protect. Do not track signal that you don't want to be tracked, only when using tracking. Okay, fine. Firefox data collection, you can opt into all of this or out or whatever. Okay, and yeah, so one thing I do notice that's different to standard Firefox is you can't set your themes from here, but that's okay. So we can close that. We go to our add-ons, and there we do have themes, and I like the dark look. Sorry, I just happened to, so I'll enable that, and we have a darker look. Okay, so that's Firefox. Okay, let's just see what version it's on. Help about 60.1. Okay, so that's new. Okay, so that's good. Okay, right, let's try and install Apache. Let's see what happens. Well, firstly, let's just check. If we go to the local host, we should get an error. Well, nothing is running, so let's go ahead and install Apache. That theming is not very nice. We'll have to change the theming just now. But oops, sudo apt install Apache 2. Yes, my password, and let that go ahead and try and install Apache. Do you wish to continue? Yes, do an Apache install. Okay, let's just quickly go and have a look at Debian, where it's at the moment. It's still busy installing. All right, unable to fetch some archives. Says maybe run apt-get update or try. Okay, so yes, we need to do an sudo apt-get update. Updating everything. Let's just minimize Firefox for now. Okay, Debian, what's it doing? It's still busy installing. Let's see. Okay, we'll just let that run a moment. Okay, it's done its update there. Let's just see what's happened in the system monitor here. Okay, we can see on the left hand side it's definitely doing the internet, doing some downloads. CPUs were busy, slowed down again, so that looks good. Okay, so let's try again and do an Apache install. Sudo apache. Okay, do I want to continue? Yes. And let that flow through. Should be a fairly quick install. Alright, Apache is downloaded and installed, and we should just be able to go and refresh our localhost in Firefox, and there we have it, Apache 2 Debian default page. And okay, so Apache 2 is installed, up and running. Brilliant. Okay, very easy. Okay, the other thing we can go ahead and do is install MariaDB. Okay, so sudo apt install MariaDB-server. Okay, it's busy. Do you want to continue? Yes, and let that run through. All right, while it's busy downloading, I think let's have a little bit of a look at the theming here. I do, like I say, I know that the right hand side of the screen here being overexposed. What happens if I move this over? That's fine. But if I change the desktop, okay, you see this big black border around, but if I go to this side, it's perfect. So there's some driver or some incompatibility here. We'll blame that on the VirtualBox, just for the hell of it. Okay, so let's go look at the theming. Okay, software settings. Okay, we'll just minimize this. Let MariaDB continue in the background. Okay, so we go to themes, double click on that. Oh, okay, I really don't like those colors. Okay, first thing we'll do, change the desktop's theme, and yeah, can't really see what's going on here. Nah, not very happy with that. Let's try Mint dark. Okay, change Mint here to Mint dark. Okay. Oh, something you can notice here with the border immediately. It's gone weird. Okay. Something not very happy there. Okay, let's try and add a different theme. Your cache is out of date. Say yes. There's one that I use specifically on my main machine. And hello, it's busy downloading. Okay, C black. Very nice one. I really like that one. Okay, download that. That's the one I'm using on my main machine. So if you go back to themes up top here, change this, the desktop to C black. Okay, Still these borders, something not very nice about that. And let's change that to Mint Doc. Doesn't want to do it. Can't do it. Why not? CY Doc. Mint Doc. I mean, let's just try C black. And then the border issue is still, it's better. Okay, try Mint Doc again. It does it, but it also doesn't do it. Okay, let's try and change the controls to Doc. Okay, that already looks better, but it's a little bit too transparent. But okay, now that's basically exactly what I got on my main machine, and it looks very different. I think I did change the icons to Adwaita as well on my main machine. Okay, so if we look at that, and I minimize this and I'll show you my main machine. Okay, just minimize that, my main machine, and we go to settings as well. Settings. Okay, it looks very different compared to this one. Okay, running in the VirtualBox. But like I say, when I run Mint 19.1 in the VirtualBox, it's perfect. So, but that's okay. All right, let's leave it at that for now, and let's see what's up with MariaDB. Okay, MariaDB is done. There was, I wonder if they warn you about it here. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, but normally after installing MariaDB, you have to do, I keep forgetting the MySecure installation. All right, so we've got to do a sudo mysql _secure installation. Okay, definitely do this after you've installed MariaDB. Okay, current password, there is none, so we press enter for root. Okay, set a root password. Let's say yes. Okay, put in a password for root. Okay, this is not Linux root, this is the root of MariaDB. Okay, re-enter it. Okay, remove anonymous user, yes, because there is an anonymous user. Do not allow root login from remote. You can decide on that. I say yes, disallow it. Remove test database, yes. Reload privilege tables now, yes. Okay, and that should be set up. So let me just make this a little bit bigger. I'll just say zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and all right, so sudo mysql -u root -p, p. Okay, so now firstly it asked me for my Linux sudo password. Okay, and well, it's gone through. All right, and great, we're in MariaDB, it's up and running, it's working. So we've installed Apache, MariaDB, and I think as a last test, let's just do Visual Studio Code. Why not? Let's do that. Okay, so we do here, we do a quick Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio re-editing redefined. Go to the Visual Studio website. And this is just a warning from Firefox up top here. We can close that down. Okay, so we want the deb package. Let's download that. Open with gdebi package installer. Yes, we want that. We don't just want to download. Well, you can download and open it later, but we'll install it immediately. Okay. Notice it's still telling us here that there are updates, or there's some warning. Let's go and have a look at what that is. Oh, can't read it. Okay. Okay. I know what it's saying. Just a welcome. So okay. It's trying to refresh. Okay, but in the meantime, Let's see what's happening with GDebi here. Minimize that. Minimize Firefox. Closed. Come on, GDebi. What you doing? Doesn't want to open. Okay, took a little while. And yeah, you can't read this. This theme in this VirtualBox is not working. But okay, install the package. It's a little bit slow in picking up. I had to click a couple of times on install package. But okay, let's go and look at Debian. Okay, still installing. All right, so we need to put in our root password, our user password to do the installation of Visual Studio Code. And let's that run for a moment. All right, the installation is done. You can close that down, and we should have a new item in our menu for development or programming. There we do, and there's Visual Studio Code. Let's open it up. See what it says. Oh, so slow. Okay, the update manager, let's see what it's up to. Okay, so, oops, all right, there's an update waiting for us. Okay, something not right here. All right, okay, there we go. Okay, Visual Studio Code is up and running. Okay, so we've got MariaDB, we've got Apache, and we've got Visual Studio Code up and running. So that's good. All right, close that down. I opened up Firefox as well, just documentation for Visual Studio. Okay, minimize that. Okay, so Visual Studio is closed, and we're on the update manager, and it tells us that there's an update of the update manager itself. So yes, let's install that. Okay. Sudo password. Okay, and it's doing an update. Okay, I'm just wondering if I should change this theme. I really don't like these borders and stuff. What we can do is quickly have a look at what happens if we change the background. Change desktop background. Gosh, you can hardly see anything with this theme. It's supposed to work perfectly, but something is not right. Okay. Come backgrounds. It's not so difficult. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, let's just change to some other background and see what happens. Well, it's not full screen. There's definitely a problem. So no, oh, there we go, full screen. Okay, and we don't seem to have that exposure problem, but it is shining through. It says the transparency is very high on all our windows. Yeah, that's not right. Okay, but we'll let this update go through, and let's see what Debian is up to. Debian is still installing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll stop this for now and let it run through, and we'll get back to it in a moment. All right, the update manager updated itself, and there we have it. Stacks of updates. So all this must be updated. See, there's some Cinnamon stuff in here. Okay, there's a whole lot of things that needs to be updated. Okay, so just look at the snapshots. Just get rid of that message. Okay, snapshots is a very, very nice feature. We can't see anything, so I'm going to go and change the theme again, just so that we can at least see something. Okay, I mean, if you look at that, it's on the right track, but it's not quite there. Okay, come themes. All right, let's see what is actually the problem causing this. Did accept dark now, but let's go black. Okay. No, let's leave that on dark. I think it's the buttons. Let's try see black. Okay, we can see better. Still got this weird border. Okay. Can't really read what's happening over here very well. But okay. So, okay, you can set up your snapshots. It's got X4, so use rsync. Let that do its calculations. And okay, we'll remove this theming bit for now. Okay, close that down. And yeah, we can see what's now happening in the update manager. There's a whole lot of things to update. Okay, I'm gonna let it do its update. Actually, I really don't like this background. Let's just get another background on here again. Come on. All right, let's just try a very basic one. Okay, again, it doesn't fit immediately to the screen, but I'm sure it will in a moment. So let's close that. There we go. And we have this exposure problem still. All right. So yes, we'll install it on SDA2, and you can decide when you want to do snapshots. I'm just going to switch everything off for now. Okay, and finish. Okay, and close that down. All right. So, like I say, I'm going to let the upgrades go for Mint, and once it's done all the upgrades and we do a reboot and everything, just to make sure, we'll see where we are and decide on a final result. Okay, and let's just see what's happening in Debian. Yeah, still busy installing. Okay, so I'll be back in a while. Okay, after leaving a little while, okay, Mint is still busy doing its updates, and Debian has gotten to the point where it asked for the grub bootloader settings. Initially, you just missed it from the video. It was just a blank screen. I literally saw nothing. Now, it could be that it was busy processing at that moment, and I just clicked on the white space in this area, and then a few seconds later this popped up. So based on everything else so far in the Debian installation process, it doesn't seem like there's any graphical issues. You can see everything, so I think it was just busy thinking at that moment. And when I clicked, and yes, and then this appeared just after that. Okay, so it says install grub bootloader as a master record. Yes, accept the default in this case, because it's the only operating system in the machine, being a VirtualBox. And we say okay, and we select the VirtualBox hard drive and say continue, and it's going ahead and doing further installations. If we go back to the Cinnamon to the Mint side, it's still doing its download. It's been quite a while now. So comparing the Debian install versus the Mint install, yes, getting Mint up and running was much quicker, but it needed to do updates. And in that sense, Debian is not necessarily slower in doing its install. Perhaps it's busy doing downloads as well in the well, I know it's doing downloads, but when I actually look at my system monitor to see the network usage, not much is happening. So I'm not quite sure why Debian is taking so long. But yes, so to get Mint up and running, much faster, much quicker, but you do need to go through the upgrade process or the update process, and it does take some time. So, well, let's leave it for a moment and see what happens. Okay, a few seconds later, it says to us installation is complete, and it's time to reboot your system. Make sure to remove the installation media. Let's see if it is actually in here. It says insert, so clearly it's no longer there. All right, there is no installation media. There's nothing to remove, so we say continue, and it should be doing a reboot. And let's give it a moment. There we go, and let's see how long it takes. That was fairly quick to get to the initial installation, and it's countdown and it's loading Linux 4.19. okay, resuming from hibernation, it says. When I was doing my tests, it every single time would say resuming from hibernation, even though I was not. So, you know, yeah. Okay, busy booting. Okay, we're still busy. Should be reaching the end now. Okay, so starting Gnome as the default. Okay. Whereas Mint is still busy downloading its updates. If we look at the details, it's very busy. The Linux compiler, Linux headers 4.9. Interesting. Okay. 4.9110.3 debug 6 versus 4. All right. Okay, let's hide that again. Let's go back to Debian. And Debian is busy booting into, hopefully, our graphical environment. Watching. There we go. Up and running. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it will have no guest extensions by default in it. So if I resize the window, yeah, nothing happens. So, but let's log in. And let's see what our options are if you click here. All right, so we have Cinnamon software rendering, which is, like I said, if I do not enable 3D the virtualization, then we have a problem. So Cinnamon, okay, that should be the what I'm going to be logging in next. But let's just try the default Gnome and see what happens. Okay, so type in the password and enter and sign in. And so this is the first time running Debian for over 2.5 hours. Or about 2.5 hours. Okay, it's busy, and there we go. Okay, first thing I noticed, which is very interesting, is if you look at activities on top here, this effect here from fading from green through to blue, we also have, if we go to the Mint installation, it has the same kind of color, which does not happen with a normal Mint 19.1 installation. So that's an interesting point. That could be VirtualBox related, but we'll leave it at that. And well, let's see what's available. So if we click on activities, this being Gnome 3, I assume it's Gnome 3. Well, it is Gnome 3. Click on activity because we have, well, if we can change the background. Let's see what backgrounds it has. Taking a moment. Okay, Mint is still running in the background here. It's still it's doing the Linux headers. Interesting point to remember. It'll cause us an issue just now in Debian, but let's just close that. Go back to Debian. Okay, and these are our backgrounds. Okay, so it doesn't quite fit on the screen. I do not see a scroll bar on the side here, but But okay, let's see if I just click on the white space here and I use the arrow keys, nothing happens. Okay, so all right, let's leave that for the moment, and close that down with Alt F4. Okay, activities, what do we have? Well, very little. I also do not like the theme. On the right hand side, we do have current running applications, I assume. Okay, so let's go to the terminal and see what we have. Terminal. Okay, let's just run normal terminal. Okay, view, we zoom in slightly. All right, and okay, so the terminal is up and running. That's fine. Let's see if we have Firefox. Firefox we have. Okay, I think before we do the Firefox side of things, let's get the guest edition sorted out. All right, so the first thing you do with VirtualBox is you input the guest editions. Well, let's close down the terminal. Okay, let's input the guest editions and see what it says. Now in Mint, we could just install it. Great, it says run, and well, cannot find it. Through previous experimentation, I've found a way to get this sorted out. So if we go again to activities and terminal, okay, terminal, we need to run certain things, and I've kept it here. Let's just make sure where it is. So there's certain things you have to type in. So okay, what we need to do is we'll get to the CD-ROM directly. Now that should be under so if you go sorry, wrong screen, is going to Debian, CD, go to root, CD, what was it, I think what was it, let's just see what we got here. CD media /CD/CD-ROM 0. Okay, and we should be on our guest editions. Yes, we are. Okay, sorry about the noise in the background, some vehicle just rode past. Okay, so what we need to do is to run this VBox Linux editions. So the typical way to do it is, well, sh VBox doesn't accept. Okay, I can press tab as many times as I want. It doesn't give me options, as which it does under Mint, which is a bit of an irritation. But all right, VBox Linux editions .run. Sorry, sudo. My mistake. Okay, ask for my password, and it's going to try and do the guest editions installation, and I'm pretty sure it's going to give us an error. It'll be because of the Linux headers not being installed with the default install of Debian. It'll give us a warning, so let's see what it comes up with. And there it tells us kernel headers not found for target kernel. Okay, so they need to be installed. Now I already figured out the command for that thanks to something called the interweb. And yeah, sudo apt install Linux headers $$ in brackets uname space -r, and we install the headers through that, and we say yes, and it'll go ahead and install all those headers for us. It takes a little moment, so we'll just let that run. And we have another error. Okay, it is it's trying to read from the CD-ROM here. It does give us an option, run apt-get update. Okay, so let's copy that, copy and paste that in. Okay, this is all to get the VirtualBox guest editions to work. Okay, sorry, so we need to do a sudo run apt-get update. Okay, so it doesn't like the CD-ROM side of stuff. So what we can do is we'll go to update here. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, software and update. All right, and we're going to disable. All right, to install from CD-ROM. Okay, we don't want to install from CD-ROM. Download from main server. Downloadable from the internet. Officially supported. Okay, it wants our password again. Okay, officially supported. Other software, not from the CD-ROM. Updates. Well, automatically check for updates. Change it to immediately. When there are updates, yes, and okay, that's all fine. Okay, so okay, let's try it with just that. Okay, it's gonna tell us to reload, and it's gonna reload the cache, and then hopefully after that it'll work. So let's give that a moment. Okay, we're getting to the end here, and it's done. So let's see what happens if we redo our last command. Setup get update. Okay, it's trying to download. It seems to be doing much better than it did just now. Done. All right, and let's redo our headers, and there we go. All right, 57.2 meg space required, and it's downloading the headers. Okay, 60 almost done. Fetched. Okay, taking its time. Let's just go back to Mint here. I don't know, I thought I closed this just now. Well, where are we now? Mint UI icons, yeah, they take a while. I don't know why, but all right. So it's busy unpacking, and that'll take a little while, so let's give it a moment. And a few minutes later, okay, the headers have been installed and everything, and let's try to install VirtualBox again. Sorry, extensions. Okay, there we're going. Removing the previous one, which was unsuccessful. And it's going to, there we go, building modules for kernel. Okay, this is where we had our problem just now. And that should go ahead without any problems. And then we should be able to resize the screen as we want. Going back to Mint, I don't know why this keeps happening. I keep closing details, and for some reason it opens again. I don't know. All right, but let's give that a moment and let VirtualBox guest editions complete on Debian 10. Sorry, we don't want that. And VirtualBox guest editions has evidently completed its installation. It does say kernel modules will not be replaced until the system is restarted, but let's just check anyway if I resize. Okay, nothing yet. So let's do a restart of the computer, of the virtual computer, and let's see what happens. And we do a restart, and let's see. And again, you'll notice it says they're resuming from hibernation. We weren't in hibernation, so why it says that, I don't know. For interest's sake, on Mint again, details has dropped down suddenly on its own again. Something not right there. Okay, cup scheduler. Could ultimately disable that. Let that run for a moment. Okay. Okay, the restart has taken a few seconds there, maybe a minute or so already. It did say on its last prompt that Gnome is being started. And once again, Mint details has dropped down. So let's put it back. Okay, let's get this machine to start up. Okay, we were presented with a black screen for a few moments. Yeah, let's see if we can log in. And, oops. Okay, we're logging in. Give it a moment before we resize the screen. And there we have it, we're up and running. Okay, let's resize and see what happens. It should resize, and there we go, perfectly. Well, this is slightly off. Okay, so that's resized, but there is some video issues there. Clicked on it and it went away. Let's resize again, see what happens. Yeah, we seem to be fine. So let's take the Linux one, drop down again. Okay, minimize that. Get onto Debian, increase the size of that, make it closer to full screen, and yeah, so we could test out a few things, and icons are definitely bigger. Suddenly our background is gone, so there's driver issues. But let's see what happens if we go in and reboot and start up Cinnamon. Me being a Cinnamon fan, sorry, that's not what I want to do. Cancel, just, what are our options? Yeah, so there we go. Doesn't give us an option to choose Cinnamon. Okay, but then again, I'm not really a Debian expert. Let's see what our options are here. Settings, I assume it. Okay, let's just restart the machine and start up again into Cinnamon. Note that it's Linux 4.19. Resuming from hibernation. Not correct, but yes. Okay, it takes a moment. And we've booted up again. Let's see if we resize the screen. Yes, so VirtualBox guest editions are working. Okay, and we select, and we have this little guy here, this little sprocket, and we can choose. All right, let's go to Cinnamon and log in now, no longer with Gnome, but with Cinnamon. And let's see. I wonder if we'll have the same video problems as we have in LMDE. Taking a moment. And there we have it. We've logged in, still got the same background. Let's see. Okay, so we don't have that border which we had in LMDE, but then again, we haven't changed any themes yet. Okay, let's see. Change desktop background. See if we have, I assume, the same options as we had just now. We seem to have a few more. Let's go to Bluebird. Takes a little while. Greybird, Inksplat, Join, Moonlight. Okay, I don't know if it's downloading from the internet or not. It's a bit slow. Either there's nothing to show or there's nothing there. But okay, so okay, there's something there. All right, so it took a while. It looks like it downloads from the internet. And okay, so you can select a different background. Okay, so if we go to the menu, it looks same as Cinnamon. We've got Pigeon over here. It's the normal LMDE doesn't have there. But yeah, so we've got all our features. Let's have a look just for fun at System Monitor. System Monitor. We've got System Monitor up and running. Let's look at the resources. Oops. CPU is not that busy. Nothing being downloaded. Okay, everything fine. All right, let's try out Firefox. Okay, it's not here. So if we go to internet, there's Firefox. We can add it to our panel. Add to right mouse click on it and say add to panel. And there we have it. If we open it up, let's see what version we have compared to Mint LMDE. We still have this rainbow effect here by the time in the right hand corner. There's still something to do with the theming or something. Okay, Firefox is trying to start. Okay, we're up and running, and let's see, what do we have? Help. Okay, come on, help about 60.07. LMDE was 60.01. But okay, but it did do updates, and LMDE is busy with updates at the moment. So yeah, all right. Next thing we can do is let's go to the local machine and put in the same as with the LMDE. Go to the local host, and nothing is installed. There's no Apache installed yet. So if we try and install Apache, okay, sudo install Apache 2. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, and install Apache for us. Let's just go and look at theming so long. Settings. Let's minimize Firefox here. We are running slow. I would like to stop LMDE from doing its downloading, but I'm not going to. I'd like to show you what it looks like once it's got all its updates, and let's let that run for a moment. Okay, so themes. Come on, guys. We are slow. But the hard drive is going like crazy, yeah? Okay, themes. All right, so let's go and add remove. Your cache is out of date, yes. And let it download some themes. Okay, we'll put on C black, same as what we got in LMDE. Okay, themes, and there's C black. See what happens. Okay, that's changed. This looks good. Okay, I want to change this. Let's go to let's choose Blackbird. Okay, controls we can change as well. Adwaita dock. Oh, that looks much better. Let's open this up. We've got our terminal running. It looks way better than LMDE, definitely. Okay, so that seems to be sorted out compared to LMDE. Let's see how the Apache install is going. That's done. So if you go back to Firefox and we reload this page, we should, and there we have it, Apache 2 Debian. So Apache 2 is installed. Okay, let's try the same as what we did in LMDE. Let's install MariaDB. Okay, sudo apt install MariaDB -server. I want to install that, yes. Okay, let that run for a moment. And that's installed, and we should always run MySQL secure installation. I think you need sudo for that. Sudo MySQL insecure, not what we want. Secure. My fingers are so cold here. Installation. Okay, we have no current password, so enter. Do you wish to set the root password? Yes. Give it a password. Remove the anonymous user? Yes. Disallow root remotely? Yes. Remove test databases? Yes. Reload? Yes. Okay, we got it. All right, let's see if we can get into MySQL. Sorry, MariaDB. Okay, so sudo type in your password, and there we have it, MariaDB up and running. Okay, the last one that we have to test is Visual Studio Code. So like I said, the theming is working great. All right, so we go back to here and we do a search for hello Visual Studio Code. Download Visual, we'll just go to the main site. It's doing a Google search, by the way. I haven't changed search options yet. Okay, Debian. It's trying to download. All right, and it opens by Debian by default, which is correct. Okay, and should start the installation momentarily. While that's busy, we can just quickly change a few things here. Okay, Firefox is your default, which it was not on Mint Debian. Okay, come now, install package, it's still thinking. Okay, we'll go back here. Okay, share tabs from last time. Okay, that's all fine. Oh, colors, that's all fine. Okay, let's go and change search from Google. Okay, not Google. Let's go to DuckDuckGo. Okay, that's fine. Privacy and security. Okay, and you can set all this up like we did in LMDE. Okay, so that's done. Okay, what's happening about the install here? Okay, yes, install the package. It's Visual Studio Code. Trying to do its installation. Taking a moment. Let's look at the system monitor. CPU very busy. Not much on the line of a download. CPU fairly busy. Okay, come on. I must say though, the theming is definitely working. That's very good. Okay, it's taking a moment here. Let's give it a moment. Okay, a few moments, and the installation still has not started. So let's try it again. Refresh the download page of Visual Studio Code. Yes, open with GDebi. See what happens. Let's look at the system monitor. CPU dropped to nothing. It's busy again, which it should be. Okay, Firefox is busy with something. It's interesting, when I was doing my testing before doing the video, Debian also took a very long time, there we go, before showing the package installer. And yeah, come on. There we go. All right, install package. Come on. There we go. Come on. Give it a moment. Okay, I've given it enough time. Still, it's not doing anything. So let's do a refresh of this page again, and this time try and do the download instead of using GDebi to install it. So we'll save the file. Okay. See what's happening in Firefox here. Nothing. Okay. It's not showing us what we're downloading. Okay, not very good. Let's open Nemo up. Okay, let's go and look at downloads. All right, it seems to have downloaded. It's finished. Okay, so the download worked. So it also says, Firefox says it's not doing anything anymore. So let's minimize Firefox and open with GDebi. Code redefined, right, install package. And let's see if something happens. Let's look at the system monitor. It should be busy. Okay, Nemo's running. Well, the CPU is very busy, so it is doing something. We are sorted by CPU usage, so strings helper 37% CPU. I mean, why? Lintian. Okay, nothing's happening. Let's leave that a moment. Let's go and look at Mint. Let's see how far it is. Details drop down again. Theming is still messed up. And it is progressing now. So it shouldn't be too long, then that's going to want to reboot. But yeah, we still have this theming problem. But let's go back to Debian. Yeah, Debian does not seem to want to install Visual Studio Code. I don't know how many times I've tried now. I think it's 3 or 4 times. Okay, so let's go and look at System Monitor. Nothing's really using the CPU. Let's look here. Nothing's happening. Interesting. Okay, let's just see. Maybe it's finished it. There's no development or anything here. Let's look for Visual. There's no Visual Studio Code installed yet. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, so we have 2 problems. We have theming in LMDE, and we have the installation of Visual Studio Code in Debian 10 Buster that does not want to work. Okay, so all right, let's try and be Windows users, and let's do reboots and see what happens. Power off. Do a restart. Come now. This is still busy doing its install. I must say, even though on the machine I've only got 12 gig RAM, but even it is an i7, 8 virtual cores, hyper-threaded. So I'm not too impressed by the speed. Definitely not. It's not busy rebooting. Nothing's happening. I can see the hard drive is busy. It's thinking about something. The mouse has disappeared on the screen. I can do nothing. When I'm out of the VirtualBox, the mouse is back. There we go. It's trying to do its restart. Okay. Let's give that a moment. Setting up LibreOffice Samba. Interesting what it's installing, which I did not necessarily request, but so there's certain defaults. Okay, let's minimize that. Okay, go back to Debian and give that a moment to start up. Again, resuming from hibernation. The restart is completed. Select my name. Should still remember I'm on Cinnamon. And we log in. Doesn't seem to have remembered that I resized the screen. The VirtualBox screen. Okay. Let's do that anyway so long. Okay, busy loading. Okay, it's up. What is this? Removable drives. Okay, let's see. Maybe that we have nothing to do with development here. And if we do no Visual Studio Code installed. So if we go back to Firefox, in fact we don't need Firefox. We can just go back to the downloads and try and run it again. So let's minimize Firefox. Well, it's going to remember now that we want to do the download, so let's kill that tab. Okay. I did say open with GDebi, nothing's happening. It's not working. Let's go to our system monitor again, see if the CPU is busy. Also did not remember its previous size. Okay, nothing is really busy. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to try. Let's do a software install. Okay, the version is correct. Okay, so we can go to the website or do through software install. Well, let's install it from here. Okay. Okay, this time it seems to be installing. Okay, give that a moment. And the installation is done. Okay, so this time it seems to have worked. Let's close that down, and let's see. Yes, we have programming and we have Visual Studio Code. So open it up. That's just quicker than under LMDE just now. Much quicker, but there you have it. So we also Apache 2 and MariaDB and Visual Studio Code installed on Debian. Yeah, seems to be working. Okay, so let's just kill all this. See what's happening in the LMDE installation. Okay, can't really read here what it's saying. Grab install devices. We want SDA. Okay, forward. Okay, we should be nearing the end here now. But the theming definitely messed up. Okay, this I can close down. Okay, what's happening? Debian's got nothing it's doing. Okay, I'm going to close Debian since, well, we're basically finished with that part of the video now. Okay, we can power that off. Do a shutdown. Give it a moment. There we go. It's shutting down, and the virtual machine should close down. Okay, so let's go back to LMDE. It's taking its time. Installation finished, it says here, no errors. Okay. Is it going to do setting up more stuff? Okay, let's give it a moment. All right, the update of LMDE is done. Your system is up to date. Still have the theming problem. Like I say, let's be a Windows guy and let's do a restart and see if it fixes anything. It shouldn't. I mean, it's supposed to work, but it says Linux. Give that a moment. The shutdown is fairly quick. Linux 4.9. Okay, it's trying to restart. See if it remembers my screen size. Module not found, RAID, that's fine. Okay, getting ready for the login. All right, the login is ready, and no, it did not remember my screen size. Okay, logging in. We will resize it again. Okay, let's see if our video driver problem is sorted. Oh, that looks much better. Ah, okay. Oh, that rainbow color effect is back. Okay, let's open up something. Let's open up the terminal. That's definitely better. Yes, that's much better. And yeah, I think that's actually sorted the driver's problem out. So I did need an update. Okay, so yeah, I would say my final summary, my resulting experience of installing the latest LMDE based on Debian 9 versus the process of installing and getting Debian 10 up and running. I think the installation time took approximately the same amount of time. To get to get Mint up and running was quicker, but after that you had to do a whole lot of updates, and it seems like Mint did it updates while doing the installation. So yeah, I was considering changing my one development machine to run on Debian 10. I'm not that sure at the moment. Like I say, there were a few issues. It would definitely be Cinnamon based, whatever I do, being a Cinnamon fan. And but you know, horses for courses, whatever you like. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think maybe if you have actually installed it on a live machine, not in a virtual machine, and your video and so forth worked perfectly, maybe just leave a comment below so that the rest of the community can know that the actual install worked. There we have our problem again. All I did was resize the screen ever so slightly, and no. So we still have that problem. Let's see what happens if I move this over. That's fine. Now it's fine again. Okay, so all right. There seems to be, on initial installation, a graphics driver problem in VirtualBox with LMDE, but everything else worked fine. The theming, but once we did the reboot, that was fine, so it needed its updates. So graphics card and theming was an issue in LMDE, and in Debian 10, I would say the installation of the VirtualBox guest editions was an issue. well, I shouldn't call it an issue, but an interesting point. And then the fact that I couldn't just download and install Visual Studio Code, but had to use different options to get to it. So yeah, that's it. They both work. You make your own decision. Thank you guys. Till next time.